everyone. I'm Jose, and I'm here at New York City Comic Con with Mark Sable, Kristian Donaldson, Mey Rude, and they are the team behind The Dark, a new comiXology original graphic novel that's available to read right now on comiXology Unlimited, Kindle Unlimited, and Prime Reading. So for those who might not know, can you give us a quick elevator pitch about the story?
Sure. It's The Dark takes place in a world where a cyber attack has taken out not only the internet but the grid, and as a result, we're seeing silicon-based technology replaced with biotechnology. Two main characters are a guy named Carver, who is a cyber soldier, who is very intimately connected with his unit of like exoskeleton soldiers, and when the attack happens, he loses his eyes. He's got like these LinkedIn contacts, and so in return for these new biological eyes, the government makes him hunt people. And who do they make him hunt? A woman named Camille, who is a trans biopunk, who is working for the NSA's biocomputer and like reconstituted surveillance program, where they're using birds to spy on people. And we think that she's maybe stolen some data, and so Carver's hired to hunt her down. So it's kind of like a near future cyberpunk thriller.
That is a super like wild and awesome concept. How do you come up with something like that?
So for me, it was the quick thing is I did a book called Unthinkable for Boom a while back, which was based on a true thing, which is the Department of Homeland Security had a think tank made up of writers whose job it was to come up with worst case terror scenarios. So in this weird version of like life imitating art, imitating life, I started working for a think tank, the Atlantic Council's Art of Future Warfare, where they put people in entertainment community with the military, intelligence, scientific, and we try to envision the future of conflict, hopefully to prevent it, not to create it. So within that think tank, just a lot of ideas get tossed around, and I wrote a short story that formed the basis for this, and then I saw Kristian's art, and I was like, this has to be a comic, and he has to draw it.
So speaking of Kristian's art, your art is phenomenal.
Thank you very much.
I'm blown away by every page. What's the process like to make one?
Well, okay, so for this book, I employed a whole new process that I basically invented for this book.
Oh,
so everything's 3D. The characters are 3D. They're painstakingly posed. I do this thing where I juxtapose the characters against the backgrounds, and it's similar to like green screen. But yeah, I draw a very literal, very easy to read, rough sketch first. That has to get approved. Mark sees it, the editors see it, and my finals are essentially a very worked out version of those, and they really do correspond very well. Like things are where I initially intend them to be from more or less instinct, but then I go through the entire 3D process to get what I consider kind of the best looking, best readable kind of action per page.
That's awesome. All right, Mey, you are a consultant for the book, and you're also a journalist. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've written and how that comes into play for a book like this?
Yeah, well, so I've been a journalist covering mostly trans issues for the past 6 or 7 years, and that led to me starting to consult on other comics like 5 years ago. And since then, I've just been consulting on more comics with trans characters, making sure that the stories are not only not harmful and not filled with cliches, but that they're telling people to help people tell unique and creative stories involving trans characters.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Once again, folks, The Dark, you can read it right now on Prime Reading, Kindle Unlimited, and comiXology Unlimited. Thank you.